All right, thank you, Sarah, for making the time. You participated in the Being a Different Possibility for Families and Child Coaching program, and you finished already. So I'm really even more glad that we got to touch base. You've done really, really well. I actually got to play around with everybody in the family, which is not always the case, as much as I would love to do that. So what were some of the things that led you to want to reach out and get this type of support?
I think first and foremost, just kind of knowing each other through other events and different things. Really, what sparked it was the fact that you were so attentive to begin with. You right away noticed something about my son with the way he used his mouth and had mentioned it. And immediately, we were already sort of thinking about speech therapy. But the fact that you cared enough to not only notice it, but also address it and bring that up to us was really what led us to you. And then, as we started the coaching program, it was just very apparent how much you care about the kids and the family as a whole. And that really was our experience, was going into it. We started with speech therapy with Nikolai, but very quickly added just a little bit of, I don't even know what you would call it for Eliza. It was just support, really emotional support for her and helping to teach her just some different tools and techniques, things that she still uses today, like she uses her little dolphin and her turtle and her things. So things still come out, even though we haven't had sessions for a while. I do think too, Nikolai progressed so quickly. And the fact that you were so attentive and just really recognized the specifics within each child and where they really needed to take it was phenomenal. Nikolai just quickly moved, but you also noticed other things within potential learning behaviors and other things, and were able to give us some tools and tricks that really helped him at school where he was struggling. Different things like just making suggestions with the teachers and being willing to work with them, like even down to just a little lap pillow, which made the difference for him last year, and things that we just maybe would not have thought about, or the teacher maybe would have been shy to introduce into the school. You really helped us tie all of that together. And even now, just the little reminders, Nikolai will say something and I'll say something as simple as Nikolai mouth, and he will immediately change it. And he remembers those sessions. And it's just made a world of difference in our lives. And then again, with just knowing that there's other care out there and knowing that, as they move forward, we still have that support. We can come to you with questions at any point in time. We can add sessions if we feel like we need a little bit of extra help. And then we also know who to go to externally or locally because of the help that you have given. So our family as a whole has really benefited. And just the sessions of the recaps with Mike and myself of recognizing patterns with us as well, so that we can help change those with our children too. So it's been an amazing experience. And I would highly recommend your coaching, your everything, like any types of programs, anything with your children, with yourselves, honestly, adults, children. I cannot say enough about the time that we had with you.
You're so kind. And one of the things I loved about my time with your family in particular is I did get to interact with everybody. And what you said, the recap, not all families have the bandwidth or is open to that. And I really think that made a big difference, because we had about a third of the session with one kid, a third of the session with the other. And then we had a third of the session where you got to be supported as a parent and caregiver. And Mike got to jump in as well and be involved whenever he was available. And that makes such a big difference, because you want to be empowered, but you also, sometimes people learn differently and they need to hear the information different ways. We had the emails, we had the audio, and then we also had these conversations where we could kind of troubleshoot some things or talk out some things, and you got to vent and be like, okay, this is what's going on with the school and things like that. So I'm really glad that you felt supported with that. And now I hear that now everybody's thriving, and you added on some other supports and things like that. And I think that you touched on a great point, that a lot of families think that has to be this huge change, when a lot of little things can have an exponential effect. And I'm so glad that you are able to not just listen to it, use it then, but you're still using it and it really integrated it. That speaks a lot to your family so much. And is there anything else that you'd like to mention to people that are debating about potentially choosing this type of coaching?
I would say if you're thinking about it, do it. Like, there's no reason not to. Like, if you're thinking about it, you know that you need a little bit of additional support, and they will get what they need from you. I also highly encourage doing those recaps, or being able to, like with the speech therapy, being able to just sit in on the sessions, so that, or even listen to the recordings, so that you can pick up some of those tools and use those at home as well. And just being engaged, or as engaged as you possibly can, you'll pick up so much, and it won't just apply to that session, and it won't just apply to the person in the session. So your whole family will benefit. If you're on the fence, go for it, because you know that you'll get the support that you need. So go all in.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for making the time.
Yeah.
And I will hopefully speak to you soon.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Make it a good one.